tuned in to VAR Sports Media, the NFL show. We are counting down the end of the season. A lot of big things happening this last weekend. A lot of things coming clear into picture. The DAR Top 10 is posted, a companion piece to this fine podcast. And I think we need to start things off. This has been a long-running storyline. We're finally here. We finally got here. It's time, man. The Jets got their 9th loss. So it's time to play taps, throw up the salute as the casket lowers. So what went wrong? What you had your expectations for the Jets. What things happened this season that undermined them being what you thought that they were going to be?
They didn't have any leadership. It felt like a lot of blame was just going around just from the start. Like they have no leadership. Like no one on the field, no one in the front office, no one in the coaching staff. Like just they have talent everywhere. They have talent.
Yeah, they do.
On the coaching staff, on the roster, but nobody was a true leader. Like they just didn't have. There was a bunch of finger pointing, blaming this Aaron Rodgers, blaming this guy, blaming that guy. Hasn't taken accountability for his poor play. They had to fire their coach. Needed a scapegoat. I mean, I'm not gonna say he deserved to get fired. The team was exactly the same. I mean, it's the same thing. It wasn't the coach, but I guess I get it. Maybe they wanted to modernize their coaching staff by bringing in an offensive minded head coach. Who knows this offseason? But yeah, they just didn't have a leader. Like that Devontae Adams trade was pointless. I see why they did it, to try to give the offense like a push or whatever, but it's not even just that. It's just the whole team in general. It wasn't even, I couldn't even say a specific like area. Everything was bad. Like I don't even think players aren't performing to what we know them as. Like I don't know. Like they just all around. They just felt like they underestimated the rest of the league. That's what it seemed like. They probably thought they're just gonna walk through everyone. Like, oh, we got this great roster. That's what I thought. They still have a great roster, but if you can't get any wins, you're not a good team. So yeah, I just don't think they took it serious. They didn't have a leader to keep their head straight. Like, we still got to go out there and do it, because they have the talent at every position, but didn't work out. No leadership.
So what's the future? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is back next year?
Do I think he's back? Yes. I couldn't see trading for him, and then after a season, he missed that one season. He missed that one season, and this is his first season really playing. I couldn't see them doing that just based off of their quarterbacks in the past. I feel like
that's like a key to me is and this happens a little bit over there in 49er land. It happens, but like a lot of teams, everybody just wants to fire him, get him out of here, get Aaron Rodgers out of here. We want who are you replacing him with?
That's
who are you replacing him with that's going to be better? What's the plan? I'm down if you want to tell me you have a plan and what it is, but everybody just gets to that first step. Get him out of here. We want him fired. We want this guy cut. But it's like who's what's your replacement plan? You got a team like the Falcons, who are, those murmurs are coming up about possibly getting rid of Kirk Cousins, one and done. But you have a plan there. You know the answer to that question, who you're going to replace him with. So I don't know what these people up there in Jets land think. The people who are saying that, I see 49er fans talking about, let's get Aaron Rodgers in here. Like, that's just the dumbest fucking idea in about 50 different fucking ways. First and foremost being, Aaron Rodgers ain't going to come out to San Francisco and run the fucking team. Sorry, that's not fucking happening. Away from John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, for one. Two, the 49ers fucking suck. So that's not going to fucking be a fit for what Aaron Rodgers wants to do in his fucking career. They're looking at a fucking overhaul, a rebuild, which they might be refreshed and be back next year, but we don't know that, and neither does Aaron Rodgers. And third, I don't know, maybe this is only more apparent to people who watch the 49ers regularly. One of the key things in Kyle Shanahan's system is the quarterback gets fucking waxed, like, often. The three primary teams that run that offense, the Niners, the Dolphins, the Packers, what do they have in fucking common? All three of the quarterbacks miss fucking games this year and last year. What's the number one thing when you watch Aaron Rodgers right now? He clearly is not interested in being hit anymore. Stop. Also, on top of the fact that he fucking sucks, that's also another reason why the fuck would you want to bring him in here? Stop it. So I agree. I think keeping them with the Jets and trying to run it back, seeing what you can get out of this situation. Like I said, unless you got a plan, unless you have a plan to tell me, what are we doing? You traded for Devontae Adams and took that on. I don't know what he has left on his contract or what the situation is with that too. But where does that go as well? Is the Jets, say they were to move on from Aaron Rodgers, is that kind of an attractive place to go, do you think, for a quarterback? Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah,
I
do.
Decent offensive line.
Mm-hmm. It is. That's the thing. I think the Jets, they should bring back Aaron Rodgers, but since their roster is so talented, I think they take the shot wherever their pick is. I say get a quarterback, get the best quarterback you can get. Is this the year to do it? It's the year to do it. They don't need, I couldn't tell you another position they need truly other than quarterback.
The issue is though, is this year and next year the quarterback class is fucking woof.
I mean, who knows how bad the Jets get? The Jets, they could have a top 3 pick. Like who knows how bad? I mean,
unless you're depending on how everything falls, you might get like the Jaguars in the number 1 pick or something like that. You're gonna need either pick 1 or pick 2 to be able to get Shedeur. Like, you're gonna need that. Because there's fucking nothing else after him in this draft class or next year's draft class. So you're right, though. That could happen. True, since you piped up over there, let's talk to us about something a little more on the positive side.
No, I was just saying yuck because you said the Jaguars getting the number 1 pick. That's still too good for them. I want them to be like 3 or 4, 5 at worst. They suck, but I don't want them to be number 1. I don't want them to get the number 1 pick in the draft.
Old DAR Sports. Tay's takes over there. There's a couple of holes in the side of the battleship between the Jets and Saquon Barkley. But DAR Sports Media, us as a group, us as a whole, God damn it, we made good on a couple of these. That Chiefs over under and that fucking Broncos over and under.
Man.
Looking beautiful. This fucking guy, and this is a good one for you to chime in too, Tay, because you were advocating for this in the offseason. This fucking guy, Bo Nix, it looks like this might be serious. He looks fucking legit, and he has pulled, I don't know. I think the hype might be a little bit more, although last night's game might have helped. The hype still might be behind Jaden Daniels a little bit more for offensive rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But numbers wise, Bo Nix has fucking caught up, and he is making Mr. Nasty Man plays. Speaking of Mr. Nasty Man, another thing about last night's game needs to be discussed. He's making some nasty fucking throws all over the place. Bo Nix looks every bit the part of a bad motherfucker out there on the field. True, what'd you see, man? What about this development? These developing situations. It looks like the Broncos are pretty legit and kind of dangerous playoff contender.
Hey man, shout out to Mims, man. Shout out to Mims.
Yes, Mims and Bonito. That news bad too.
Like, man, Mims put in work. In the same breath as I'm trying to give credit to the Broncos, I gotta speak about Jameis Winston because I find this to be hilarious.
Let's go there because I was thinking about it during that game last night, and I said we're gonna have to bring back the segment. How many games? How many more games before this starts to get really fucking weird in Cleveland? Because it's not. I mean, Jameis gonna Jameis, right? Fucking 2 pick sixes, almost the third one, but he's damn sure been way fucking better than the $70 million man. So
you got to take with Jameis Winston. You got to take the good you got to take the bad with the good.
Because at least there is good. You're just taking the bad with Watson.
Yeah, he could go out there and get you 300-400 yards, you know what I'm saying, a couple touchdowns. And I mean, he had Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, and Njoku was looking he had them looking like some primetime, fucking guys out there. And I think that's what you want out of a player like that. And it's funny, you guys are just talking about the Jets and quarterbacks and maybe, if you're a quarterback with that, with that group of talent over there. I mean, I don't know what the Cleveland Browns are going to do, but I would laugh my ass off if Jameis Winston found himself on the New York Jets. It's very unlikely, but I think that would be a hilarious situation to happen if it ever did. But I think, like I said, I think he's shown that he probably should be their quarterback. I mean, when Deshaun Watson was out there, it was brutal. I mean, it was goddamn like
some of the worst, literally EPA, like one of the worst offenses of the fucking modern era.
And to be clear, it was worse than watching. And I mean, he's turned it around, but it was worse than watching Bo Nix in those first couple of starts because Bo Nix was struggling when he first started this year, and he turned it around. For Deshaun Watson, there was no turning it around. He just got injured, and that was like, all right, cool, we can move on. And I mean, we saw Joe Flacco last year, come in and do a better job. We see Jameis Winston
saying it's multiple people job at this point. Yeah, it's the common denominator.
And let me be clear, Cleveland has a lot of fucking talent. Cleveland has a lot of fucking talent on the team.
There's a reason Tay was so high on them last year. Absolutely.
And so when you have that type of talent, you just need the right guy back there to lead the team. And I don't know if Jameis is the right guy, but I can tell you he's definitely the right guy in terms of giving hilarious post game speeches.
Yes, post game, pre game, during game.
The dude is he's hilarious.
Did you really say I'm praying for God to deliver me from those pick sixes?
Hey man, look, that God said, "Ask and thou shalt receive."
He looked like a drug addict. He sounded like a drug addict.
So, that's what he said.
Strength, deliver me from these pick sixes.
They say, God say, "Ask and thou shalt receive." So, daggone it, Jameis Winston, I ain't mad at you, brother. But as far as the Broncos go, I mean, let's give it up to this team because what the fuck is going on? Like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. When I started this season, I was like, hey man, like we talking about the over under wins. I'm thinking it would take a miracle. Yeah, I was like, it would take a miracle to get more than that. They'll just cross that threshold and we won't have anything else to say about it. They'll just cross that threshold and it'll be fine. They are what, 8-5 right now? 8-5. Like, I would have never guessed they'd have a winning record. I thought they were gonna finish like 7-10 or some shit like that. They could still finish 8-9 if all else goes wrong. But I mean, just that in itself, they're looking at a potential playoff spot. I would have never guessed that. And they're knocking on the door of, I guess, that second spot in the AFC West behind the Chargers. And once again, I just did not expect that. And they look really, really good when they're out there. I mean, obviously, there's some kinks that need to be worked out on both ends on both ends. But I think they're doing enough to show that they're a formidable team. And I'm really excited about the prospects of what could come. I don't obviously expect them to be a team that get out the wild card round when they, if they make it to the playoffs, but you never really know with this team. That's been my thing. You just don't know what to expect with this team. And as a result of that, I have no idea what to make of it, but they have some good players, man. Players are stepping up, doing their thing, and Bo Nix has improved considerably from that really, really bad start that he had,
But
and
he had the chance to improve. Like, this is why. This is one of the arguments for starting your rookie quarterback, your first round rookie quarterback, right off the bat, because they're going to make the playoffs. He's going to have 17 starts under his belt. It's a lot of experience, a lot of reps for a rookie. I was just thinking, we've talked about this a couple times on here. I was thinking about it the other day when looking over these quarterback draft classes. We've talked a couple of times about people claiming that the quarterback play league wide is going down, and I'm like, look at what do you got? We got four. We got at least three, maybe four. We got Jaden Daniels, we got Bo Nix, and we got Drake May looking fucking great as rookies. Caleb Williams, depends on which Caleb Williams shows up that fucking day. I'm sure good Caleb Williams will show up this fucking week, of course. But it's looking great right now. You not just have one or two, you have like three or four rookies who are looking like they fucking got it, But man, that is going to catch up to me about 4 years from now, because these college classes of quarterbacks look fucking bad. Tay, talk to us about your guy Bo Nix, Oregon Duck. Great. Maybe they'll retire his jersey too. Because having one good statistical year at a college is get you your jersey retired nowadays.
He didn't win anything. If he won something, that's different.
Oh, you gotta win things to get your jersey retired. Is that what the new criteria is in the group chat? In the group chat, it didn't seem like that the other day.
Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy. Yes. If Bo Nix won the Heisman, go ahead, retire number 10. But
talk to us about this Bo Nix resurgence and how much. We got Lee Harvey in the house. I'm excited to ask him this other question. But go ahead, there, Tay.
I knew from the jump Bo Nix would be good in the NFL because Bo Nix doesn't do too much. Like, Bo Nix likes he's the kind of guy, when he has to build something, he reads the instructions and he follows the instructions. He doesn't do anything extra. He plays within the offense, plays within the structure, takes the open man. Like, that helps. If you just first person you see open, you hit him, instead of just, let me just try to force this deep ball and whatnot. Like, he was doing that early on, but he settled down and he's playing within the offense. Like, that's exactly what you have to do in the NFL, especially early on. Then I guess maybe you could take those deeper shots and whatnot. But yeah, Sean Payton, great play caller. He's making it easy for him. And yeah, Bo Nix is just taking what the defense gives him, and yeah, it works. That's really all you got to do. Just never do too much. Take the open guy every time. Like, it'll work out for you. So that's why I was so high on Bo Nix.
Lee Harvey, our man on the scene up there in the Cleveland Browns community. Mm-hmm. We asked the question, how many more games before this fucking Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson situation gets really fucking weird?
I think the case is already settled. I think
You do.
Yeah, I do. I'm sold. I mean, I'm good with drafting the quarterback and just having Jameis start next year, even with the amount of chances he takes. I'm I'm good with Jameis. You can play. I'm good with Jameis starting this year, and whatever quarterback they draft, have him learn just like what Atlanta is doing with Penix, and just go from there.
So Deshaun Watson is out of the picture for you.
I'm done. I'm done with that experiment.
Nothing. Don't need to see nothing else. Jameis
Nope.
Winston, it is.
I'm
Okay.
sold,
Do you get
'cause-
the feeling? Do you get the feeling the community up there feels the same way?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
Man, did not hesitate.
I seen it all over my timeline yesterday. It was
Yeah.
there's a stat saying like for in the first 5 games of a quarterback playing with a new team, there's only 2 quarterbacks that's thrown for the most yards during that time span. Jameis this year, Flacco last year. That's all I need to know.
There you go. We were just talking about that. I said the common denominator is you, there, good buddy, there, fucking Deshaun Watson, because we're getting everybody the fuck else in here, and they're making it happen. So, yeah, understood. Tay, what else stood out to you this weekend?
Commanders finally got back on the board.
There you go.
Lost 3 in a row. About time. Needed that win just to stay in playoff contention. I think we're the 6th seed right now, which is fine by me. As long as we make it, I'm happy. I want to ask y'all something real quick. How do y'all feel about the hit on Trevor Lawrence, and the suspension, the 3-game suspension? Do you think that was too harsh?
Oh, I thought he should be suspended for the rest of the year. The fuck
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I played fucking linebacker. But like, come on, man. What are you doing? What are we doing here? Like
that hit was hella unnecessary.
That was fucking crazy, and he followed through with his forearm. Like, come on. Well, I tell you what.
I mean,
what'd you
the
think?
punishment fits the crime. I think the punishment fits the crime. That's pretty much it.
3 games is fine. 3 games is fine. But I would have been. I don't know. I'm a big fan of like.
I mean, it's like what 4 games left in the season anyway.
You do something that fucking stupid, we're sending a fucking clear message. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just go ahead. You offer yourself up through your own actions to be made an example of. Thank you very fucking much. I will accept your offer. What do you think, though, Tay?
I think 3 games is a little bit too harsh. Like, I did think he's gonna be suspended, but 3 games was too harsh. Like they playing football, bro. I'm not doing that. I don't care. He should not be suspended 3 games for football play. Like, people been getting killed like that like for the longest time, but now since they're trying to be safe, all of a sudden now that's 3 games. They're just trying to make an example out of him. 1 game was cool, but nah, come on, man. Like, I don't know if y'all remember Kareem Jackson from last year. He was killing people left and right every week, knocking people out every week, and they finally it took them a while to suspend him. He was doing worse than that. He made 1 mistake, and now he's gonna miss basically the rest of the regular season. They're going to the playoffs, but I don't know. I think it was a little too harsh. Like, I've seen worse.
You've seen worse?
Yeah.
That dude that guy had the fucking
population of Kareem Jackson. He was killing people every week. He was knocking someone out week after week on the Broncos. Like, he kept doing it. He did it 3 weeks in a row, and they finally suspended him for a game and cleaned it up. Yeah, I've seen worse.
How many times did Kareem get fined last year?
He got fined like almost every game. He got fined left and right. But the suspension, once he did it 3 times in a row, that's when they suspended, because he kept getting like targeting calls and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that was a little worse. It's more frequent. Like, you have a
I just
like
think it's funny how
history of doing that. You know, that's
it's just
that's
funny how
I see it.
I see people on Twitter saying, "How is the defender supposed to figure that out?" It'll be literally the same post. What do you expect the defender to do? How do you supposed to figure that out? But then say the quarterback needs to slide earlier. He needs to figure that out. So I'm like, okay, so the defender can't figure out that he can't go after someone's upper fucking body, but the quarterback needs to do a fucking math equation, a fucking momentum versus time versus space fucking equation in his head to say this is when I need to start my slide so that dude doesn't launch like a goddamn torpedo into my fucking face when I'm giving myself up. Like, what do you guys want? It's also funny because I see people bitching about, again, remember, I played linebacker. Like, I'm fucking, and not only did I play linebacker, but it was in the era where, like, that was like my move was crown of the helmet into the face mask. Like, that's what we used to do back then in the jacked up days. Like, you were trying to knock people out of the game. So I understand, but people get mad about people do the fake slide so much, and Patrick Mahomes, he does the fake go out of bounds and come back. They need to fucking start penalize. How do you enforce that? How do you call a penalty on that? How do you say someone was faking going to the ground or going out of bounds and then it's a football play? What do you do to stop that?
College football, they banned the fake slide. You see what Kenny Pickett did.
Yeah,
I mean, that was extremely obvious and exaggerated what he did, though. Like, he was out there damn near fucking twerking, dropping it down fucking low. But you said like you was gonna say something. Tay, what?
Yeah, I think I do. I understand that, like Mahomes doing the whole fake going out of bounds stuff, because it's a disadvantage to the defenders because you touched them out of bounds, they can flop.
So are the pass interference rules. So is fucking holding on every play. So is fucking getting off the ball early. Like, welcome to fucking football in 2024. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't think anybody's getting cut because they got fucked over by somebody doing that. Right? Like, I don't think that's gonna ever be the case. So then what are we even talking about?
I don't know. Like, they could just make the play dead if they suspect a fake slide or something like that. Just call the play dead right there.
Yeah, they could, or they might just, I don't know. They might, I think it was 15 years ago. Somebody, a writer, he suggested they just go to flags for the fucking quarterbacks. And it sounded fucking insane, but like the more you talked about it, like you'll never have to worry about quarterbacks getting hurt again. You'll legislate this shit right out of the game. The late hit bullshit. We earlier this year we had a roughing the passer that was so ridiculous that Aaron Rodgers said that was not roughing the passer what he did to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so you'll legislate that out of the game. There's a lot of things that, right, it's shocking right off the bat, and I'm not advocating that. I'm just bringing it up since it's the subject we're talking about. It sounds shocking off the bat, but the more and more you talk about every single problem that all this quarterback shit presents, it solves every fucking one of them, man. So I don't know. At least the defender will know what they're dealing with, right? Because like you can barely bump into these fucking guys and get a 15-yard penalty now. You can tackle someone. What are you supposed to do when both of your bodies are in the air and you end up landing on top of them? Then you get a fucking penalty, right? No more of that. So people say it's ridiculous, but it would actually help the defensive player side quite a bit. I don't know, man. Drew, what stood out to you this weekend, man?
Number of things, but mostly the Eagles and Ravens game. Probably,
yeah. Absolutely.
We just discussed the Broncos, coming 8-5, so that was number one. But number two, the Ravens and Eagles, man. I was. The game went as I expected. I think when the Ravens got out to that 9-0 start, and I was almost 100% sure that at some point the Eagles are gonna take over the game, and that's pretty much what they did. And once they took over the game, I kind of knew what was going to happen. I'll say this: for me, the issues with Baltimore and the things that they need to, the Ravens need to work on and improve on. I mean, they've been there all season. We've seen this team show a lot of promise, and every time they go up against a team that is, very prominent in their own right, they tend to kind of, drop the ball, so to speak. We saw it against the Chiefs. We saw it against the Steelers. We saw it against the Eagles. So, those are three games that, they had a chance to, take, and they just couldn't get it done. Outside of that game,
I said it in the group chat. I would be concerned at this point because it feels like the Ravens are big time front runners. Like when things go right and they get to take it to you and they're whooping ass and they're ahead, it's all good. But the instant they get down by more than a field goal, and even that's a fucking question now, the instant they get behind by 4 points or more, it feels like they're behind by 100. And everything starts going wrong, and Lamar's just going fucking crazy back there. Their offense is all fucking messed up. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like a cursed shirt or a cursed cloak. If you play receiver for the fucking Ravens, you just suck. You just disappear. What the fuck happened to Deontay Johnson? Like,
oh my god,
it's like it doesn't matter who they bring in. It's the same because this is the same shit we were saying.
They traded for Bird just not to use them. Like,
year
crazy.
2 of Lamar. Like, we run the ball. Derrick Henry, like Greg Roman, and then they get behind by 4 to 6 points, and it's fucking over. It's the same shit.
A lot of people thought that Greg Roman's offense was solely the problem.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that. I believe a big part of the problem is that motherfucker on the sideline. John Harbaugh's job has been saved several times by Lamar Jackson, and I believe it's time for the Ravens to maybe take a look at personally a new coach. I've been saying that for a couple years now, but it's just like when people were saying Flacco needed to be replaced by Lamar. That you get a lot of Ravens fans, especially in Baltimore, that it's like a cardinal sin to say, hey, maybe it's time to move on for somebody that's so beloved. I mean, hell, Justin Tucker can't even kick a fucking field goal no more, man. So it's like, what do we, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know Justin Tucker is loved in the hoods and everybody would be wearing Justin Tucker jerseys and shit, but when them lights ain't beaming as bright as they used to, sometimes you have to have the hard conversations. And I think these are the conversations the Ravens need to have. I mean, you got Derrick Henry there. I mean, Zay Flowers has not been consistent enough. Rashard Bateman obviously not consistent enough. Mark Andrews had some solid games recently, but he's not as reliable as he may have been in the past. So I think, and then you, like I said, you got Deontay Johnson and you're not even using him. So it's like, what are we doing here? And I think that was the thing that stuck out to me, was that when the Ravens play a team that's as balanced or better than them, they just can't seem to really, do what they need to do. And I wouldn't bet on them to make it far in the playoffs. And I think it sucks because that's the only thing missing from Lamar's resume at this point is literally a ring. That's it.
They're the biggest bullies until they come up against another bully. And Philadelphia, man. Philadelphia is looking fucking dangerous. Yeah, white hot is a right. Because holy shit, that Cooper DeJean, Derrick Henry situation, that was a tough look for many folks to swallow down. That Cooper DeJean has been a bad boy since he fucking got to get on the field, get into that Fangio defense, just like I was talking about, just like Tay was talking about. What are we looking forward to this week? I think the big game, I think the one a lot of us are looking forward to, given the rankings that we put out and the stuff that we're interested in. Oh, real quick before we go to that, I just want to say, we here at DAR Sports Media, we are an unbiased collective here, except for the Jaguars. Hope everything bad happens to them and nobody but them. But
absolutely.
Otherwise, we're an unbiased group. Unless y'all ask me to, unless there's a certain point of interest that you are interested in hearing me talk about, We ain't gonna talk about the 49ers no more because they're not fucking relevant no more. So I'm not gonna put a 49ers segment into this fucking show every week just because they're my team. It is what it is. I cackled all through Sunday night. That was just a fucking what I will say on a finishing note is whatever the spread is on that Lions game coming up in a few weeks, fucking take it. Add some more on it because that is going to be. You ever seen the movie fucking Tombstone? Fucking tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me. It's going to be that fucking level of retribution. They're going to be pulling fucking little kids out of the stands. They're going to ask the hot dog man if he wants to come down and score a touchdown. They are going to beat the fucking shit out of the 49ers in a few weeks. And, it's fine. Kind of deserved, honestly, after the decision-making process that the 49ers have gone through. I don't get some, like, I don't need to see any more of Devondre Campbell. I don't need to see any more of Jake Brendel. I don't know why these people are still in the field. You need to start evaluating your younger guys and seeing if they're going to make the team going forward because those motherfuckers are not making the team. Give me some Drake Nugent. Give me some full games of D Winters. Come on. Anyways, Chargers Chiefs. That's what I'm looking forward to. They gave them a good fight the first time. Things have developed quite a bit with the Chargers since then. Things have not developed with the Chiefs. That was one call that Taste Takes did get right. Lad McConkey is out of hand, man. Phenomenal. Tay, what are you looking forward to? If it's the same game, then give your thoughts.
Well, yeah, Chargers Chiefs. That's probably gonna be one of the best games. It means it means a lot to see how valid the Chargers are because right now they're on my fraud watch. I'm not a Chargers believer at all. Like at all.
Oh, you're about to pay them. That's good.
And then in this game, it's not even gonna matter because the Chiefs are still gonna win the division. Win, lose, draw. It doesn't matter. This is gonna help them get higher in the wild card. That division's closed already. The Chiefs won that division. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. They're the best team in the league. They got it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if they're winning 3-0. I don't care at all. Someone has to take them off their throne. But before I start to, they're the same team. They're the same team as last year. That's gonna be a good game. And I also wanted to see Thursday night game, Packers Lions. They always had good games, It's a division game. Jordan Love's there. I want
you guys to watch something. Watch for something. You heard it here first. The Lions defense is getting close to critical mass with the amount of injuries that are racking up.
Yeah.
They almost fucked around. Yeah, they almost fucked around and gave that game away on Thanksgiving, if not for the most fucking spectacular goddamn thing that we have all ever seen as far as failure goes. Between collectively, by the way, that was a collective. Everyone involved was a fucking dumbass. Caleb Williams is a fucking dumbass. Matt Eberflus is a fucking dumbass. But Matt Eberflus is the adult in the room. Matt Eberflus is the head coach. He is by far and away the biggest fucking dumbass of the fucking dumbasses that helped that happen on Thanksgiving. But you watch that Detroit defense. The injuries are really racking up. I would not be surprised to see a little bit panicky situation on Thursday night. We might have a new number one next week if the Philadelphia Eagles keep doing what they're doing. And if things go the way I think they might go in that Packers-Detroit game. But keep going there, Tay.
Yeah, that game. I got the Packers in that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to take the Packers, especially because they lost last time. No Jordan Love. Or if he did play, he was probably hurt. But this Packers team is much more healthy now. They're ready for the Lions, so I do want to see that. The Packers should run the ball really well with Josh Jacobs. I think he's top 5 in rushing yards this year.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs has been everything I thought he was going to be. Just like Saquon, I just didn't understand what the fuck the Raiders were thinking. What is your fucking identity down there? I just don't. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is top 3 running back. He's fucking bad, dude. Great signing.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the preseason, in the preseason previews. Great fucking
Mhm.
signing. Newcomer there, Packers, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. And the last game, I want to see the Bills and Rams. I feel like that would be a good game. I don't think it'll be high scoring though. Like maybe like 21-17, but the Bills the Bills are hot. They've been hot
Yeah.
pretty much all year. So I want to see them add another win because the Bills are exceeding expectation.
Yeah.
Like no other team, honestly. I don't think anyone had the Bills
Had them,
having more than
doing
10
this
wins.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like they're at 10 wins right now. So they could get to 12, 13, who knows, 14. Like they're that good. They've been taking care of business all
And they
year long.
just got Matt Milano back, one of the best linebackers
Yeah.
in the league. He just got him off of a short-term IR, so big time.
Yep.
Drew, what's on your mind for this weekend?
It's funny, the exact 3 games that I have on my radar, Tay just mentioned. Definitely, I definitely want to see what the Rams do. One of my best friends is a Rams fan, and he's been talking cash shit pretty much since he saw this game. And because I have another friend who is sort of a Bills fan, so I'm interested to see how that goes in our group chat. So that's really why I have a eye on that game. But I actually think it'll be a pretty good game. I think the Rams, they have a solid offense, just all about putting the pieces together and seeing what they could do. But the Bills look like, honestly, right there with the Chiefs is the best team in the AFC. So I would like to see that game. Obviously, the Packers and Lions. I'm gonna agree with Tay, and I'm gonna go with the Packers. In this one, I think the Lions have been amazing, and they are great, but they are a bit banged up. And I think at some point, after what we saw in that last game, I feel like everybody has what I call a schedule loss, right? Like a schedule loss where, you could be just a little winded this week or you could be too banged up to, go out there. So I think the Packers could steal that one. Chargers and Chiefs. Once again, I gotta agree with Tay about the Chiefs. I don't know if I think the Chiefs are like still the best of the best, like, and it's like a wide gap, but at the end of the day, 11-1 is still 11-1, and still winning is still winning. And I think I wrote about that in the article that I posted a couple days ago about the contenders and the pretenders. I have the Chargers as a pretender for me because I don't buy the hype. I don't believe the Chargers have always been the Chargers, so I'm just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop and some of those old habits to show up. And I think this could be the game. Like as awful as the Chiefs' offense has been at times, their defense has still managed to get things done. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. And honestly, with the Chiefs, I'm just waiting for Mahomes to have one of those games. Like, I feel like we're getting closer to playoff time. It's time to lock in. You guys have, damn near won every game this season, like literally, but you also damn near lost a good amount of them too. So it's like you got to lock in and, start taking some of these teams a little more serious. Maybe try to put, diversify the offense a little bit if you can. I know it's been a weird season for the Chiefs in general. They lost Rashee Rice. Pacheco was out for a while too, but Pacheco's back now. So I think that could add another element. I think having Pacheco back makes a world of difference. You still got Kareem Hunt, so you got some firepower there, and those are 2 very good backs that you could kind of lean on if things get stagnant. So I'm interested to see what they can do with that. Other than that, it looks like a fairly blah week for games, at least. Nothing that really sticks out. I have a funny suspicion that the Panthers and Eagles game is going to be a lot closer than it needs to be. I don't know why, but I just have a sneaky
It's going to
suspicion.
be a fun for a quarter. I'll say that.
I just don't see the Eagles running roughshod because the Eagles are still the Eagles too. That's going to be a game where you like, yo, they're going to come in there and just slaughter them. and then next thing you know, it's going to be like 27-24, and the Panthers got the ball, and everybody's going to be watching for that last fourth quarter drive, which eventually will end in like an interception or fumble. But
Hey, shout to Bryce Young, man. People had fucking thrown dirt on that motherfucker, and he has been
I
looking
mean,
spicy
rightfully
for
so. I mean, rightfully so. They
many
threw
weeks
dirt
in a
on him.
row.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. They threw dirt on him at first, but he's improved. He's been better. But yeah, I after watching what happened with the Panthers and the Buccaneers, I feel like it's going to be more another repeat of that with the Eagles. I don't know why I feel that way, but I just have this sneaking suspicion that that's going to be the case. But yeah, I think those are the three games that stick out to me. Nothing else really is like sticking out as like a must see.
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion that the college football show is going to be a fun fucking time later on this week. So be on the lookout for that. The rankings just came out right before we recorded this. Things are getting very, very interesting in the world of college football. So we'll have a blast on that fucking show later on this week. So be looking out for that. Hoops Hour is posted right now on the page. Go looking for that. Best damn hoops talk that you can find. Get you brushed up on all the things that good and exciting in the NBA. Go look at that. Of course, Soul Revival 6 is burning up the charts on every streaming platform that you have out
Yes,
there.
sir.
Our guy True tearing it up. The Medium site is killing it. I don't know why we advertise the Medium site on the pod as if the Medium site don't do way bigger numbers than the pod. We need to advertise the pod on the Medium site, goddammit. But
I have it on the damn. I got the link in every damn article now.
It really is a shout out to our talented writers who are doing awesome fucking work. Not true, the other ones, but
You motherfucker.
But
You.
we have a ton of talented writers who are finally getting a fucking platform to do what they do, and they're doing an amazing fucking job, and we are bringing in amazing fucking numbers. The Medium site is fucking shit up.
Yes, sir.
College football. And me and True put up a week of wrestling this past week. AEW Full Gear review, a Survivor Series review.
We might need another. We might need another after the bullshit. We might need it after the shit that happened already this week.
The last fucking thing. That's the last fucking thing we need. Y'all fuck this up.
The New Day broke up. First the Fat Boys break up, and every day I wake up, it's just it's rough out here, man.
It's interesting to go back. If you haven't listened to World of Wrestling just yet, go back and listen. Some of the things we said ended up being very fucking poignant. I'll just say that. Some of the things we called out that we saw coming down the pike. Well, yeah, I mean, this is the most accurate wrestling podcast that's out there. I'm telling you. I try to tell people.
1,000%.
Weekend Wrestling's up. NBA Hoops Hour. The college football show is going to fucking rock this week. The Medium site killing it. On the music side as well. All of these things, man, it just don't stop because world.
We got an Instagram account now. Hold on, we got an Instagram account. Yeah, DAR Sports Media on Instagram. So make sure y'all follow that. Gonna be adding some videos. And unlike my personal Instagram, it's not a private account. So everybody can follow, share, like, and all of that. Gonna start some discussions over there soon. We get the follow count up. I have started the basis of a TikTok. I'm an old man, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but we gonna figure it out. So yeah, so stay tuned. We about to be hitting y'all from pretty much, just every platform possible. We want in. Put it like that.
Getting it rolling. The phones are gonna be ringing, and that's because the world of DAR never stops.